Hi everyone, it's Kevin Magpie's YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video on my channel. In today's video, I will be finishing off, I'll be doing Ned Long's and also Mason Cox's player reigns for season 2024. And I might just chuck in Will Parker as well. Yeah, I'll chuck in Will Park as well. If you are a Team Kevin Magpies, welcome, like, comment, share. If you're new to the channel, watching this for the first time, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Now, Ned Long's 21 years of age, a midfielder, 194 centimetres, 8.4 disposals, 0.7 in total clearances, 5.3 tackles, and 1.4 marks as well. Now, because he played with Hawthorn, he played 4 games, so compared to playing 7, he had 59 disposals, 10 marks to 6, and you're thinking, oh yeah, 37 tackles to 16, kicked 2 goals too compared to 1 goal 1. And the matches that he did play, he played later in the season. He didn't play against the D's, but his first game, he had 9 disposals against the Bombers. He had 1 mark, 2 tackles as well. And I thought, okay, Minor came on as a sub, I'm pretty sure, for that particular game. And I think, he did alright. It's not the greatest game from him, but it is what it is. The Geelong game, 9 disposals, 2 marks, 5 tackles as well. The Hawks, 8 disposals, 1 mark, 5 tackles as well. The Tigers, he had 8 disposals, 3 marks, 10 tackles, and a goal as well. The Blues, he had 7 disposals, 1 mark, 5 tackles. And the Swans, he had 13 disposals, 1 mark, 6 tackles, 1 goal, 1. And then the Brisbane Lions game, he had 5 disposals, 1 mark, 4 tackles, and a 1 behind as well. I want to check his VFL form because I think it's so important to check in the way that the season has gone now. I think from memory, not many players can say that, you play a lot of footy, but I definitely felt like, to me, where he played the first half of the season. And don't forget as well, my mid-season, pretty sure that he was. I know Sullivan was, and I'm pretty sure I did his play ratings as well on what he was able to do. But he had 2 behinds, 25 disposals, 6 marks, and 16 tackles as well. So he did absolutely superb for us in the VFL. He also had 24 disposals, 1 behind, 0 marks, and 6 tackles. So he, can perform really, really well. I think for me against the Blues, where 1 goal, 23 disposals, 9 marks, 3 tackles, and 2 hitouts as well. So that's probably one way to look at it. The Cobra game, he had pretty much roughly the same. I'm pretty certain that he did. He had 1 goal to 19 disposals, 4 marks, 7 tackles, and a hit out as well against Coburg. Now, against the Bombers, on that sort of Anzac Day weekend where we tend to play him, he had 2 behinds, 20 disposals, 6 marks, and 7 tackles. So he does look the good. And I think with the VFL form as well, you can see what he's trying to do. He's been building up. I think this is when we decide to go for him as well. In particular, so he can really get the job done when he needs to. And I think that's great that we got him in for that particular option as well. Now, while I do think he didn't play against Southport Sharks, he did against Northern Bullens. To be fair, I don't think he played much footy in this game, no. He had 1 behind, 20 disposals, 2 marks, and 11 tackles against Werribee. I don't think he played at all for us in against Northern Bullets, considering that I think he would have played some local footy as well. And then when we look at the way that he has performed in VFL, like it's been really decent from him. And I think that's really good to see that he has performed at the level that he has. The only thing that he isn't as quick, so I think that could be a reason why like he does struggle with pace a little bit. But apart from that, I think he's alright in that department. Against Casey Demons, I think this is where I don't think he played at all, so that's one game that he did not play, but should be really interesting as well. Now let's go to Mason Cox. Now, he did play a VFL game as well. Pretty sure he would have been dropped for that particular matchup, or might have been injured, so he certainly hasn't played. He only played just the one VFL game from memory as well. So, but before I go on to Mason Cox, with Ned Long, I think it's a 6.5 out of 10. Personally, opinion on him, and I think he can definitely do really, really well for us. Either playing the VFL or pretty much playing AFL football for 2025. So that's one way of looking at that stat. Mason Cox, what a performance from him. 33 years of age, 211 centimetres, 7.5 disposals per game, 14.8 hitouts per game, 4.5 hitouts to advantage, 1.5 clearance. And also the fact is that he hasn't really taken much marks. Now, one thing I will say with Mason is that he's been a really good performer on a level where he can shine for us. Now, obviously, he played 16 games, so he's been injured. He got injured or dropped, I think, for one game. But he had 120 disposals to 56, 46 marks to 69. Hitouts is 237 to 324. Tackles 30 to 26. 6 goals, 6 to 13. 17 goals, 13, sorry. Where I think he has played mainly most weeks, he didn't play from like round 12 onwards. So that's where the consistency would have to be whether or not he absolutely plays as well. So I don't think there's not much that you can say on the matter on what he performs at. I know the injuries have, and it may reform a little bit as well, but I don't think it's that bad. And when I look at him, I look at him the way that he plays, and I really got to see how he performs as well. So I think it's important to play him when he is in form and when he's showing something in their seniors as well. So with Cox, he had 11 disposals in the VFL, 4 marks, 0 tackles, 23 hitouts, and that was the only game that he ever did play. He didn't play against Richmond as far as I know, and being there, I think we would have played him anyway. I know that we've held Billy Frampton in the VFL for that long as well, and I'm pretty sure that would have been the right thing to do into playing him. only like one game in the VFL. But with the game with Mason as well, I feel like he had 5 disposals, 1 mark, 0 tackles, 19 hit-outs and 0 goals as well. 12 disposals against the Swans, 5 marks, 18 hit-outs, 1 tackle. The Saints, this is where I think it's annoying because he had 7 disposals, 5 marks, pretty much the 5 tackles as well. And he also had 21 hit-outs and no scores as well. The Brisbane game, he had 11 disposals, 2 marks, and he had 27 hit-outs and 4 tackles as well, with the 1 behind. The Hawthorn game, like I said, he was good with 9 disposals, 2 marks, 19 hit-outs, and he had 5 tackles as well. Port Adelaide game, 11 disposals, 5 marks. And he had 7 hit-outs, and he had just 0 tackles and 2 goals straight. Against the Bombers, 6 disposals, 3 marks, 9 hit-outs, and also just the 1 tackle as well. The Carlton game, he had 6 disposals, 3 marks, 9 hit-outs. 13 hit-outs, I should say, against the Blues, because he had 9 hit-outs against Bombers. And then he had just the 1 tackle as well and 1 goal 1. The Eagles, 6 disposals, 3 marks, 11 hit-outs included that, and a 1 behind and no tackle. And then the Adelaide game, 5 disposals, 1 mark, 13 hit-outs, 3 tackles and the 1 behind. The Adelaide, 5 disposals, 1 mark, 13 hit-outs, 3 tackles and 1 behind. The Dockers, 4 disposals, 2 marks, 10 hit-outs, 2 tackles as well. And this is where he didn't play. I think it might have been with injury. He had 11 disposals, 2 marks, 7 hit-outs, and just 1 tackle, 1 behind. The Carlton game, 4 disposals, 1 mark, 12 hit-outs, 0 tackles, and 2 goals straight. The Sydney game, 8 disposals, 5 marks, 21 hit-outs, 3 tackles, and 1 goal straight. The Brisbane game, 7 disposals, 4 marks, 15 hit-outs, 3 tackles. And the Melbourne game, 7 disposals, 2 marks, 9 hit-outs, and the 1 tackle as well. Look, I don't know what else I can say with this. I think it is purely based on him playing footy. I don't think he is a 7 out of 10. I think he's more of a 6 out of 10, purely based on what I've seen as well. So I think that we need to be very careful with him, and definitely, he definitely needs to shine and see where he's at as well. So that's probably one way for me to look at and as well. So that's probably one way for me to look at, and we'll see how we go. Now, Will Parker's 180 centimetres mean defender, 22 years of age, 8.4 disposals, 140 metres gained, which is good, 2.4 tackles and 1.2 marks. Now, while he did play at VFL as well, he did play just the 5 games in season 2024. Now, he had his first game was against the Dockers, and he played from. I thought he showed heart on that. He had 6 disposals, 1 mark, 2 tackles as well. The Bulldogs game, he really had no impact at all. Just the 2 tackles when he came on. Came on pretty late as well, I would have thought. He had 9 disposals as well, and just the 2 tackles. The Brisbane game, 10 disposals, 1 mark, 1 tackle as well. And the Melbourne game, he had 17 disposals, 4 marks, 5 tackles, and 1 goal straight as well. Now, when I do look at his, not body language, but I think his form in a way where you can see, wow, like, this kid's actually improved. Because seeing him train and we thought, he does look really good. And I think that's great to see what Will Parker can do. Whether or not he is going to be that type of player that can take us to that next step. But I do feel like he has got what it takes as well. And I think that we've done him really well in the way that we have used him now. Obviously, he's going to be different compared to any other player as well. So that's probably a game where we need to look at to see how he goes. But I'm pretty sure that he has done really well. Against Coburg, where he made his debut, 1 goal straight, 21 disposals, 5 marks and 3 tackles. And thought, okay, this kid certainly can play. My concerns would be if we play him straight away. Obviously, you got to get some confidence into him and see what he does. He had the 7 disposals, 4 marks, 3 tackles against Bombers. And in a game where we we only lost by 12 points. And then I think against Southport Sharks, because we're going to be playing against teams that really can shine for us as well. Like, it's going to be difficult opposition. 11 disposals, 4 marks as well. So at least that's a stepping stone in the right direction, in my opinion. And then I'm pretty sure he had 16 disposals, 5 marks, 3 tackles against Northern Bullets. And probably thought, oh yeah, look at him go, he can play. You play him where he needs to be played across maybe half back, and he's doing a good job. 16 disposals, 1 mark, 7 tackles as well. And then obviously, like, we didn't play in round 9, but round 10, he had 18 disposals against Casey Demons and 4 marks as well. Against North Melbourne, he had 16 disposals, 7 marks, 6 tackles. On top of that, and I don't think he played much VFL game at all because he was playing for us. On top of that, but pretty sure that would have been it. Against the Blues at Icon Park, 18 disposals, 4 marks, 2 tackles. And thought, oh yeah, look at this kid go. Against the Tigers, where I'm pretty sure he played in AFL as well. So there are going to be games where he might get the opportunity to play, but he's just got to take the game by the scruff of the neck as well and really make it like, this is mine, I really want this. I don't want anyone to take it from me. I want to bust my ass and do all that. And I think that's great that he can do that. He had 19 disposals against Swans, 10 marks, 2 tackles as well. And then obviously in round 21, he pretty much didn't play as well. I gave him a 7 out of 10 purely based on what I saw. So I think that's probably the way I see it. But let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to drop a like as well as dropping a sub. Until next time, bye for now.